Greetings, my fellow Wendigos. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld Biotech, The First Wendigo. Episode 8, Biolab Blueprints. Oh, did they spread already? I thought they weren't due to spread for a bit. Yeah, but that's definitely a third mega spider. Alright, we'll have to deal with that in the morning. I don't want it to get worse. I'm going to go ahead and remove the steel here and then replace it with the slate so that it's a more permanent anti-bug solution. Prisoners. 16 hours for eggs, 14 hours for eggs. So eggs coming soon. We have a little bit of daylight. Parduke, I'm going to assign you to Group 2, because Group 1 is being drafted on escort duty. Orange Chaos is having a hard time trying to figure out how to move to us. Come on. Might be more than these robots specifically can handle. The smaller ones are not great at combat. We'll see. No, they're getting taken down pretty quick. Yeah, they're doing all right. Alright, not bad. The healthy one, go over and melee that, and I'll continue repairing. Then we have all this bug meat that we can freeze and feed to prisoners or whomever. Okay. They're almost all repaired. Orange Chaos's charge as a result of these repairs is going to drop pretty bad. And then the rest of these robots are going to just get set on dormancy again. There we go. We'll get around to hauling that jelly eventually. Hey, puppies. Treat for you. Treat for you. So if Wendy is deconstructing ancient razor wire, I am to conclude that she is ready to start researching again. It seems to me like all the other high priority tasks are done. The current priority for the bedroom, I'm going to count as finished for now. So here is some new ones for you to vote on. And there it is. Orange, are you? Oh yeah, you finished. Let me go back there. Orange is going to need to do a bit of a recharge soon. And Tox Blighters are coming in. They're preparing a while. Mostly short-range weapons. Okay, so Orange and your whole group, you're going to be charged to 1, and then you're going to be set to recharge. And I'm going to turn the recharge around so that you can actually recharge. There you go. Because, yeah, we have more enemies coming in. Zilla, I'm going to have you prop this door open to lure them in. So they have a valid path. And then these gals here are ready for yet another ovum extraction. So I'm going to change the surgery priority. Oh, one of them wants to get messed up. So instead of actually tending to her with meds, I just want to operate. No, that was not an operate. There you go. No more meds. I'm going to stop the bleeds. So what do we got here? We got a shotgun, a bolt, some short range, and a Molotov. Not too bad. So as soon as this bleeding is done, yep, let's go for the operate. And it looks like you guys want a biolab. Got it. No more meds. Okay. Everybody escort. And let's go. Kish. Parduk, I'm going to have you join me. Zoane, I'm going to have you join as well. Alright, one down. That's a waster. This is a hussar here. Mo's down. Hussars are really good for gene extraction, but useless for breeding. Because they don't have genes that can be used for breeding purposes. And they're fleeing. Boss, I will try to keep you alive. So who do we have here? We have a 16-year-old female who's a waster. Oh, that's useful for breeding as well. I'm gonna have them recharge. So I am gonna run out of room. What I can do, because I don't actually have need of a throne room just yet, is stick the prisoners in here. Yeah. Go ahead and do that. Did they die anyway? Where was the one that was patching up? So you're dead in 3 hours. I'll stop your bleeds, because I might be able to take some fun hussar genes off of you. Yeah, I think the other one... 16-year-old... I must have crushed your skull. Yeah, I crushed your skull. Okay, oops. Oh, the Hussar's up. Hey, Kish. Hussar's dead. The prisoner acquisition is a rough business. Would a prison be part of the biolab? Close but separate, I would say. You don't want prisoners near sensitive lab equipment, right? Because that would probably prove to be bad and dangerous. So you want it close, but not actually functionally part of it. All right. Now I can change over the old room, replacing the walls, putting heaters in there, and let's immediately have Boss go for a gene rip. All right, so you guys want a biolab. Got it. Yeah, you've been busy, Wendy. Very busy. Medical emergency. You are extremely starving. Fine. Yeah, one of the issues is without colonists, it's very annoying to have to deal with the prisoners. So I'll work on trying to get colonists. It's just a tricky process, because it requires a lot of specific requirements to be met in order for it to be allowable. Okay. So Sky needs food, but shouldn't die anytime soon. And then I need to do a lot of mech repair. I'm going to have Zilla practice a little bit of medical tending. Try for a slave that might be a colonist. So if you read the rules, all of our colonists require... Well, here, let me go over to there to better answer your question. Full-fledged colonists, this is an orange at top, must not have any forbidden genes while also possessing at least one desirable one. So let me break that down for you. There's literally no native species that meet those requirements. Not a single one. If we take a look at the genes again, and we look at dirt moles, or Edekin, or pigskins, Neanderthals, impids, or wasters, every single one of those species have forbidden genes. And then humans, of course, don't have desirable genes. So I have to breed my own colonists. I cannot, given the rules, make anyone that I ever find a colonist. It's not allowed. And that was by design, on purpose. So, yeah, there's the only colonists I will ever have in this colony are going to be scientific experiment offspring of Wendy, and no one else, because no one else meets the criteria. How does Wendy fit this criteria? She doesn't. She doesn't need to. Zilla, do you need help? Oh my god. The mod that I'm using from Cathanon is the same mod as other mods that are on the workshop, so you can't find it, but you don't need it. Just search on the mods workshop for Gene, and you can find mods that uncap metabolic max. What he designed for me isn't needed. And Zilla's down. Victory goes to Orange Chaos again. 2 for 2. Undefeated champion. Can you use slaves to fight? You can. It's a horrible idea, but you can. You can't use slaves to warden, however, or make art. You know, there's certain things, as you can see here, that slaves will never do, like wardening, hunting, or art, or research. So I'm at considerable disadvantage if I don't... where are we taking... Oh, yeah. If I don't take care to start making my own colonists. Because what ends up happening is if Wendy is ever incapacitated, Zilla, or any slave that I have, becomes not suppressed. And then as a result, I'll have an uprising that my mechs will have to take care of, which can be dangerous. Yeah, didn't vote on questing priority, so I'm not going to bother questing. That's a lot of medical tending for you. You better behave now. Am I planning on implanting the violence disabled xenogene into slaves or prisoners? Yes, once I have it scanned. Which means there's probably not a lot of opportunity to capture high mates, as high mates aren't going to ever be raiders for the colony. But if I have the opportunity to purchase a high mate from a trader or slaver or something, I will take that opportunity. High mates are a genetically engineered species in RimWorld that are supposed to be sort of like kind of like Asari companions, I guess, and they never ever fight. They have a gene implanted that stops them from fighting. Party, what are you supposed to be doing? Working the... Yeah, I guess there's no work to be had in there. Alright, Wendigo, eat. No, I guess you have to feed Zilla too. Ah, Zilla. You require too much aid. Alright, despite the fact that Wendy here wants to go to sleep, I'm going to make sure to repair the robots so that in the case of a fight, they're battle ready. So they're all nice and repaired. Good. Gish, looks like you don't have tasks. So let's go and give you one. There you go. This will, once I have this wall and then this one, and I'm going to move the location of this one just a little bit, I will have a full perimeter of stone around the base. Great. So in terms of a biolab, let me think, because that is the new priority. So what do we need in a biolab? Biolabs are likely going to have a gene extractor, gene banks. They're likely also going to have gene processors. They might have need of growth vats. We are going to be doing egg extractions in there as well. So it's a relatively large room. It's no... Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plan a relatively large structure for it as a result. So a 20 by 20 should do, given that a corner of it's going to be dedicated to geothermal. Something like that. Then we'll stick a airlock here. Steel door on the inside. Granite on the outside. Biolab. Mallet Mark, thank you for the resub. Welcome. I'm gonna have Wendy work on construction rather than research. Keep an eye on the... Oh, no, that snow hare is not pathing to me at all. I would like to enslave Wowick and maybe Boss as well. Because Wowick, being an Edekin, or pigskin, can fertilize non-pigskin eggs, which I don't have pigskin. Oh, perfect. So here we go. Let me explain what we're trying to go for. The lab is in the way of the wind turbines. Good call. I'll forbid it for now and deal with that in a minute, so I don't get sidetracked. So, of the pigskin genome, pigskins are going to be a little bit difficult for me to turn into potential colonists. So let's take a quick look. If we take a look at pigskins, they have a whole lot of genes that I don't want to pass on. They have pig nose, pig voice, and trotter hands. So if I fertilize eggs with this slave here, I need to try to avoid those things. So I'm going to fertilize one egg just so that you can see the process. So here is Wowick's and Sky's egg. And yeah, this one passes muster to be a potential colonist. So how to read this is, again, to the genes, it must have at least one of the must-have genes. And in there, strung stomach is one of the must-haves. And it must not have any of the pig features highlighted in the sort of purple-blue. So this here... Oh, no, actually it has gaunt head, doesn't it? Yes, so never mind. This is non-viable. Bummer, because of the gaunt head that we have there. I don't think, with that said, I don't think it's going to be easy for me to try to get a pigskin offspring without some luck. But here's another attempt. And again, we have gaunt head, pig voice. Yep, so this is non-viable as well. Vassallo's a Neanderthal. So I think what I'm going to do is try to have the Neanderthal crossed with the Waster. I could keep this slave enslaved, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to re-imprison. Oh, no, he wants to fight me. So good luck with that. If you have questions about the process, just refer to the genes screen, so I don't have to answer questions that I have typed up answers to already, as all that does is have me repeat myself ad nauseum. And he's dead. Shouldn't have resisted. But I guess we're going to have some long pork tonight. So the boss cross with Sky is not going to be helpful because they're going to be wasters, and I'm not looking to make waster genes or anything like that. So my only hope is boss cross with Vasallo for now. Damn, Vasallo, you're eating a lot. Okay. Farm is starting to yield. I like that. Let's go with some psychoid. Can I make people and enslave them? I could. It wouldn't really benefit me all that much, though, to have slaves. Colonists are needed for wardening tasks, and I have a lot of wardening tasks. So I'm more interested in making colonists. So I could growth vat these embryos, but why bother? You'd honestly have to make a pretty good argument for why that should even be a thing. Because that's a lot of dedicated work and colony resources for very little benefit. So if I am to avoid that... I don't think I'm going to avoid it. I'm just going to break down that turbine. I can always replace the turbine, put it here or something. Both of these embryos have undesirable traits. So what I could do is I could growth vat them in order to have them as egg extracted for the future, but I do think that boss crossed with Vasallo is going to yield better results. But yeah, there would be a case where you grow an egg, even if it is not a non-viable colonist, so that that individual can pass genes on to a next generation. I am not currently working on questing, so I'm going to forbid that or ignore it. But it takes a lot of resources to grow people, and I'm not doing it unless I think it's worth it, and I don't think it's worth it in this case. Where is Kish? What is Kish working on? You're building. You're almost out of power, though. Oh, I see. You were finishing up the slate walls. What can you do with an embryo you don't want to grow? You can sell it. Sell it to a passing ship. Can you grow them for food? You can, but it costs you more food than it will yield. It would yield you human meat, but I have a freezer full of human. Like, I have 28 corpses. That's enough food to last Wendy, like, 5 years. And to grow people in growth vats costs you food as well. So it'd be using more food. I guess it's kind of like the real-life meat industry, but it would be using a lot more food than I would get as a net. So I would only consider doing that if I was running out of human meat, which is not the case. Not even close to being the case. Can you grow them for organs? Yeah, you could also grow them for organs. I don't need any organs. There's no good reason to grow people right now. So those infestation risk is negated. There's still an infestation risk here, but it's less significant because it's further away from the colony. But I'm just going to work on the biolab. That's the goal anyway. I suspect I am going to run out of granite constructing this, so I'm going to switch the blocks that Zilla's getting from slate to granite. She'll finish that one slate. No, she won't. And we'll start to go for granite. Oh, that's a good Parduke. Got a little bit of cloth. Where are you going to recharge? Man, that was the dumbest pathing I've ever seen. We're on a big old circle for no reason. Keep them starving. Keeps them weak. Unfortunately, I kept Boss starving so badly that he's not conscious anymore. Grey Hermit, thank you for the resub. 32 months. Man, that's a long time. Maybe he's doing that because there's no free tiles in the farm? Yeah, there's still free tiles over here, though. And Parduke, like, ignored those free tiles. But I guess it could expand it a little bit. There. I want to charge Parduke, not the Militaurs, anyway. Hey, he's up! Time to try to enslave. My lord, they just keep self-taming. Solwayne, thank you for the resub. You are still not destroyed yet. Believe it or not, you're still riding around, hauling stuff for us. One of the lucky few not to get blown up. Alright, so now Sky is finally self-feeding, which is good. I am going to operate on you and administer Psychite Tea. Because you're gonna kind of die otherwise. There you go. So we have genes in about 7 days, and then 1 day for Sky, ovums in 4 days. Basalo, yeah, okay. Keep an eye on when there is operations to be had. So Wendy, you are on Perishable Cannibal. How do you keep picking up simple meals? I don't get it. You're not allowed to eat them. Oh, another raid, attacking immediately. They are a scattered pod drop raid, so they're kind of all over the place. Right now it looks like Zilla's inside Kish. You come to me. In fact, go on the escort group. A knife. Got it. Let's see. There is 1 west, 2 north, 3 east, no south. This should be pretty easy considering they're all Brawler or Molotov. Not a lot of threat there. Unfortunately, it's a bunch of pigskins again, so it's not a opportunity to do a lot of gene breeding. But oh well. I'll take whatever opportunities I can get. Oh, I forgot Solwayne's out there. You'll be alright. Another one bites the dust. Oh, it's Curly. I wonder where Mo and Larry are. Alright, I'm gonna draft Solwayne just so it didn't go out and get himself harmed. So this is the one with the Molotov. Gonna want to shut that down. Easy. Oh, Molotov brought meds. Let's go chase, because Wendy's hungry. Hungry bloodlust. Get over here. Wendy, how is a super wounded pigskin outrunning you? How is this a thing? Do you have plans to enslave more baseliners? If they have the right traits, sure. I don't want it to become a slave rebellion threat, though. Well, you made it up. Right, the more I enslave, the larger the threat of rebellion. So, enslaving a whole lot of baseliners just increases risk. So if they had the right skills, if they were constructors or something like that, yeah, I would definitely consider it. I just haven't had opportunity. My freezer runneth over. going to raise Zilla's doctoring queue so that Zilla spends more time feeding the injured. Oh, OC, why are you out there? Yeah, come back. A cook is probably the most needed? Yeah, I can see that. Having a cook would be nice. Given that I'm feeding the prisoners just raw rice, I've avoided the need for a lot of cooking. But it wouldn't hurt to have someone who's a better cook, because Wendy is able to do it, it's kind of a waste of her time. Kish, let's go to Control Group 2. Get you back to work. So Boss is pretty close to being enslaved again. And Boss will fertilize the 2 Vassallo eggs, and hopefully one will be viable as a colonist. Hopefully. Nice. Oh, that's a good harvest. Sky's genes finished regrowing. I have bad news for you, Sky. That means you're just queued up for another gene rip. Seeing my components that are rather low, it might be worth, especially if I'm getting a biolab constructed, it might be worth me going to get the ship chunks deconstructed. So I'll probably go do that in just a second here. Alright, let's see. Hope Zilla behaves while I'm out. Let Zilla cook as a suggestion. She doesn't have a passion for it. Not that I care about it, but she won't level up very fast. So although it sounds like a good idea, what ends up happening likely is that she just gets Wendy more food poisoned, which is definitely not a net benefit to Wendy to be killed over in pain. I'd much sooner just go nutrient paste human meat or something like that, which doesn't have the risk of food poisoning. Oh, for the prisoners? The prisoners eating raw rice. They don't require cooking. So, you're creating work where work does not need to be created. Pollution stimulus. That's not terrible. I don't live on a polluted tile, so it's not helpful, but... So genes are all regrowing, and ovum is in 2 and 3 days apiece. What xenogenes would I consider to reduce metabolism? It really depends on the individual who I am modifying. Playing to their strengths and weaknesses. And since I don't have anyone that I want to modify at the moment, it's not an answerable question. Okay, they're all healed. They all should be self-feeding. The base is purposely left open. That's how lures work. And now they're all not healed again. Oh, wow. Boss, you had your arm ripped off by Sky. Waster on waster violence. That was to be my next slave. Now missing an arm. Because of course. What is the thing at the side of Wendy's bed? It is a sleep accelerator. Makes her sleep faster. Or recover rest rate faster. Makes her hungrier as a result, but there doesn't seem to be a lack of food around. So this biolab is slowly coming together. The other thing I'm going to want to set up for is flooring. Get Parduke some recharge. How are the power levels? So Parduke's low. Solwayne is very low. In fact, Parduke... Solwayne, go to the recharger, because you're at 3.7%. You're going to just lose battery while you are working. Yeah, the reason this door is left open is if I close all my doors and a raid comes, they will just punch a hole where they see fit. Whereas if I leave the door open, I lure them to a specific spot. Never, ever, ever block all access to your base unless you're willing for raiders to break holes into your perimeter for them to make their own path. If you ask me, it's kind of always a terrible idea to let raiders break a path themselves. But, you know, whatever. That's how you want to roll away. Would it be worth getting another lifter? We voted. It was one of the priorities of me making more mechs, and that did not win. Building a Biolab 1. Oh, the door for my workshop? It's because I left that open because it was actually getting too warm in here. It was uncomfortable sleep temperatures, but now that it's a little bit later in the summer, it's back to comfortable sleep temperatures. But that was propped open intentionally as well. It also is a pretty good way to lure in wildlife so that I can hunt more easily. But I'm pretty much done hunting now. All right, come on, boss. Point 2. All right, next time I have a chat with him, should be the conversion time. Lots coming together. Oh, Wendy, you're starving. All right, let's cook. Be nice if RimWorld had smart vents. It would be cool, but I've seen mods that have, like, sort of smart vents, and they all have their own problems where, like, if it teeter-totters on the permissible temperatures or whatever, the vents will like open, close, and have you flick them constantly. I guess you could, bless you, Tusky, bless you. I guess you could, you know, have them automatic, but then that gets into a whole like magical automatic vents problem, which, you know, would be a weird thing. Do number of mechs affect threats like colonists do? They do, yes. Powered auto vents, maybe? I could see that. Didn't realize you were wearing a sash. All right, this room's coming together. All right, Wendy, that's enough wandering. Back to work. My dear mad scientist. Oh, no, let's enslave boss. You heard many RimWorld streamers say mechs do add value. I mean, anything that you own that has a wealth adds value. Like, that's just how RimWorld works. So things that are worth 0 don't add value. Things that are not worth 0 but are worth greater than 0 will add value. Like, that's just how their calcs work. So without even checking the code, it's pretty easily answerable to, yes, you know, that will cause some issues. And then children are partial colonists as far as the ray calculators go. Sleepers are partial colonists. They're 30%. I think children are also 30%, and then as they age up, they become greater than 30%, eventually reaching, I think, 100% by like 16 or 18, maybe 21, I forget exactly. But yeah, it's all calculated. So a colony with one Wendy and a whole lot of mechs is a colony with still pretty significant raids, which is why the raids that I've been facing are not like 2 people or 3 people, but more like 8 or 10, because I have mechs. Do you think anything should have a negative wealth value? No. No, definitely not. Not even toxic waste packs should have a negative value, because you can have them on your map tile and it not affect you at all. So it would just be exploitable. As soon as you allow anything to go into the negatives, it could be easily exploited to game the balancing mechanics. I mean, technically, some things can have sort of a negative value, quote unquote. Like, for instance, if you have a slave who has a lot of medical conditions, it lowers the value of the slave because of the medical conditions that they have. So if they have, you know, scars or a bad heart or they're ugly. Actually, ugliness is a huge one. If you want to make your slaves worth more, make them beautiful. If you want them to be worth less, make them ugly. But those will affect, but can never go into the negatives. You can never have a sick enough colonist that they're worth negative something. Thank you for tuning in to the first Wendigo, which originally streamed live on Twitch November 3rd. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my gaming community, Rhadamant.com has a link to Discord, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. A special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that made it all the way to the credits and support the channel. I'll catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow Wendigo.